So with the ever advancing technology in artificial intelligence, we have to ask the question, will underwriting evolve? Will high credit limits become more difficult to attain with artificial intelligence being further woven into underwriting with American Express? That's a good question. We're going to dive into that a little bit more in this short video. So we know American Express is doing very well as a company. They're doing great with their revenues. They're minimizing their losses. And American Express is growing its clientele base. And we also know American Express is literally one of the kings when it comes to high credit limits. But high credit limits have been previously determined up until modern times by a lot of fixed data points, if you will. Your credit score, your income, your banking relationships, potentially things of this nature, maybe even, personal data points that are on your credit report. Nowadays, artificial intelligence, advanced analytics is allowing companies like American Express to do a lot more live, fluid underwriting. And I'm going to give you a little context on what I mean by that. But with that being the case, is that going to lead to high credit limits becoming more difficult to attain? Because the previous data points used to help assess what credit limits were offered were, again, they were fixed and they were really metrics that could be manipulated. You could kind of synthesize a nice credit score. You can use authorized users and things of that nature, credit repair to get negative items off. You also could, fudge your income potentially, or claim a lot of other things on income that, may have been stretching it a little bit. To be transparent, many of us in the credit card space know these are habits that exist for many people. So with artificial intelligence and advanced analytics, these are going to be more precise, underwriting points. This is going to be data that's going to be a lot more based on your behavior than it will be on fixed data points like your credit score. So let's get into this a little bit. So American Express is heavily invested in sophisticated technologies. This includes advanced behavior analytics, machine learning, and AI models like the Gen X model for fraud detection. These tools analyze variables like payment history, transaction categories, and purchase frequency to make quick, data-driven decisions on credit limits and to flag anomalies, leading to significant improvements in risk models. So you kind of see it baked in right there. They're telling you that they're now able to pay attention to your overall behavior, spending habits, and small nuances that could affect the type of risk you may be projecting to the cardholder like American Express or the card issuer like American Express. So what I want to put out on this video is really short and sweet. Be mindful of your behavior. Be mindful of where you're spending your money, how you're spending your money with these cards. Be mindful of your payment frequencies, paying off in full or not, leaving large balances on, how long you're leaving them on. They're going to be looking at a lot of data that we're not even aware that they're able to see sometimes. And this is going to lead to an impact on the credit limits that are going to be issued to many of us. Some of us are going to be just fine. We have great habits with our cards. We have great financials. And as long as that doesn't change, we're going to continue to be favorites of American Express and have great success with them. But for some of us who may end up in shaky financial situations, fluctuations in our income and our ability to make the normal payments we're used to making, hard times come along or emergencies and you spend at higher levels than you're able to pay off normally, things like this can raise a red flag for American Express and damage your ability to get higher credit limit increases or on the next card, get a high limit on the onset with American Express. So I wanted to put this out because it's important for us to stay ahead of the trends or at least on par with them as much as possible to minimize taking losses or setbacks because we're finding out the hard way when we run into those walls later down the line. So comment down below and let me know what you think your impact or the impact is going to be of artificial intelligence on credit limit underwriting. Let me know what you think down below when it comes to new cards, credit limit increases. American Express is probably going to be the most, one of the biggest users of AI in the credit card space. So they're probably the best example we are going to have because there's no physical locations for American Express. There's no other way for them to assess the same way a Chase or a Bank of America or a Navy Federal could. American Express has to rely very heavily on data in order to be as big of a car issue as it is, as successful as it is, and not have physical locations to do that version of underwriting or at least assessment. So comment down below and let me know what you think about American Express artificial intelligence and its impact on credit card underwriting. Let me know if you've noticed any shifts or changes in recent times with the artificial intelligence and the advanced analytics American Express is already doing. Have you seen your limits be fluctuated? Have you seen a drop off or a pickup in success with applying with American Express? Comment down below and let's keep the conversation going. So all my pioneers, welcome back. So my new viewers, welcome in. I want you to get in the link down, but the description down below and tie in with me on Instagram using the link down below. I also want you guys to like, comment, share, subscribe, support the video, support the channel so the channel can continue to put out quality information and insights to support you. Other than that, I want each and every one of you to stay focused, stay in motion. I'll see y'all soon.